Feet flat on the floor. Space your feet about the width of your sitting bones. And then take a big exhale. Sometimes we're in such a hurry to get to what's next that we don't even recognize that we've arrived where we are. So where are you right now? Now, don't be literal, like I'm in my living room. Where have you arrived at? And place your hands at your heart with this recognition of our arrival. And then release your hands, open your eyes. Draw your right knee into your chest, just a single knee hug. Release your right foot on the ground, left knee to chest, left knee hug. Boy, these are just therapeutic no matter what, right? They just feel good. All right, left foot down, right knee to chest, left leg extends out. Press down through your left heel, spin your left inner thigh to the mat and spread your toes. Drag your left heel in, left foot standing on the ground, right foot down, breathe. Left knee to chest, skim your right heel across the earth and stretch your right leg out. Pressing your right inner thigh to the mat, so right knee, right toes go to the sky. Breathe. Skim your right heel across the earth. This is the arrival. Stand on your right foot, left foot down. Right knee to chest. Right leg extends up to the sky. So left knee is bent, left foot's on the ground, right leg is extended up to the sky. Hold on to your right leg. Let's hold at the calf area. Just hold there for a moment. All right, now move your hands down and move them to the back of your thigh. And rather than try to pull your leg towards your face, now start to press your thigh bone away and lengthen your leg more. So press your thigh bone in the direction of your left toes, or we would say, what's our arrival phrase? Thigh bone to hamstrings. You've arrived when you've got that. All right, bend your right knee, right foot on the ground. Draw your left knee in, stretch your left leg up to the sky, hold high. First hold, let's take it high. Let's take it up near the calf, maybe towards the ankle, depending on how high you can reach. And you know, to reach high up the leg has to come pretty close to you, right? To get up there, something's got to give. This has you lifting and tipping your head back. Remember, put a pillow or a blanket underneath your head so your head can stay in a neutral position rather than arching a little bit more. And the reason it'll do that, move your hands down to your hamstrings. The reason your head sometimes will do that, and it might surprise you the days that it does it, but it'll do it because the back line is tight, and you know, it could be from work you've been doing, work you've not been doing, right? Like a little too much sitting or driving, right? Breathe. So balancing between the hamstring stretching and the back stretching is a big deal. All right, left knee bends, left foot on the ground. Right knee to chest. Draw the right knee as close to your chest as you can. Use your hands around your hamstring area. Angle your right knee towards your right armpit. So now your right knee, I mean, is it still going to your chest? Yeah, but now it's like going towards the floor. So it's got a little bit of an angle on it that's towards your right armpit. Some of you guys might have it way beyond the right armpit. All right, now reach your hands up, grab your right ankle, and stack your right ankle on top of your right knee. So as best you can, you're starting to get a 90-degree angle at the knee. This would be a lunge, right? A variation of a lunge. Some of you might be able to reach for the foot and hold the bottom of your foot. If you've got your bottom of your foot, push down with your hands. If you're holding at the ankle or the calf, draw down. All right, and then release. Place your right foot down. Draw your left knee into your chest. Take your time just working the angle. So first it's just knee to chest, and then turning the knee outward towards the armpit area. Maybe, you know, if in the hip socket, you can angle the knee even more, like it starts to angle beyond the left armpit into the space by the left side body, but way up by the armpit. All right, now take the left ankle and raise it above your left knee. Work towards the shape where your left ankle and knee are stacked. And what that would give you is a 90-degree bend at the knee joint. Now, if like getting to a 90-degree bend is like, oh my goodness, just get, you know, you're just working in that direction, right? You're working there. Arrive where you're arriving. Be like, you know what, this is my angle today. So it might be more like a 45. That's fine. Prop your head if you need to. If you're holding your ankle and that's comfortable, stay there. Some of you might be able to move your hands up to the bottom of your left foot, reach up there. And then no matter where you're holding, ankle or foot, push down with your hands. Okay, another breath cycle. All right, fold your left knee, left foot on the ground. Here we go again. Right knee to chest. Angle your right knee off to the side of you. Take your hands to either your ankle or your foot. Create the 90-degree bend, or, you know, get close to it. Approximate the 90-degree bend at the right knee. And that means, you know, you're working towards stacking right ankle over right knee. Now listen, for all of us to get our right knee to the ground, we're going to tip to the right. So now the goal is a little different. It's right knee to the earth, meaning your pelvis, your ribs, your shoulders have to turn to the right. The left side of you will come off the ground. Yep. Right knee down, everybody. Some of you might be going, well, how am I going to get back? I'm kidding. You ever gotten yourself into something, you've arrived somewhere, and then you're like, oh, I don't know how I'm getting out of this one. But you do. Breathe. All right, you got to tip yourself back. Breathe, 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 breathe. Tip yourself back. All right, put your right foot on the ground. Let's draw the left knee in. Angle the left knee to the left. Left ankle and knee stack. So you've got your lunge shape, 90-degree bend at the knee. Use your hands wherever they're holding. If they're holding your foot, push down. If they're holding at your ankle, push down. Now we're changing our goal. We're changing our destination. And our destination is to get the left knee to the floor. So we're going to have to tip left, roll onto your left side as much as you need to. Now, would I love it if you could just lay there flat on your back and get your left knee to the ground? Well, yeah, you might tear something, right? But you know, if you're laying flat on your back and you've got your left knee touching down, then you don't need to tip. We need to get you in a special older generation dance troupe. We need to get you out and on stage if you can do that at this point. All right, roll onto your back and put your left foot on the ground. Stretch both legs out and just feel. Arms down by your side, palms open. Breathe. All right, bend both knees. Step both feet out wider than your pelvis. Drop both knees over to the right. So you've got a windshield wiper to the right. And then in breath to center, windshield wiper, both knees to the left. Let's keep that going. Breathe. Arms could be in cactus shape. Remember, that's like a goalpost arm. Or they could be straight out to a T or down by your side. Keep the windshield wiper going. Just play with the arm position. See which feels good this morning. And see if you can keep the shoulders anchored. So as your knees drop in the opposite direction, the opposing shoulder stays down. Last time in each direction. All right, come to center with your knees. Walk your feet and your knees in until they touch each other. So inner edges of the feet, inner edges of the legs, glued together. Use an exhale, draw your knees to your chest. Just stay here for a moment with your feet off the ground, knees to your chest. Adjust your arms and let's all go to cactus also known as goalpost arms. So that's where elbows are in alignment with the shoulder girdle. They're about the same height, not higher. And elbows are bent at 90 degrees, palms open to the sky. All right, press the arms down, press the shoulder girdle down and breathe. Keep squeezing your legs together. Now the game is to keep the left shoulder down. The left shoulder has arrived. It's going to stay there while the knees drop right. How far can the knees drop right and you still keep the left shoulder down? So we're not leaving the destination of the shoulder being on the ground while the knees are trying to arrive someplace else. Good. Inhale, come back to center. Second side. All right, breathe, relax the tension, soften your face. Right shoulder is where it needs to be, down. It stays down. It doesn't jack up. It doesn't jam up. It doesn't tense up. It doesn't lift up while the knees drop left. How far can you go left while you hold right? Breathe. All right, come back to center. All right, let's add on to that. So the dance is, keep the shoulder blade glued, anchored, while the legs drop. You got that. But let's turn the belly first, all right? So keeping the knees right where they are, so you're just knees towards chest, shoulder blades settled to the mat, anchored. Use an exhale. It's not anything that's going to happen on the outside. It's an inside thing. On the exhale, shift the weight inside your belly to the left. So if you can think of like all your organs and everything sliding into the left side of your rib cage, the left side of your pelvis. And I'm telling you, you can do it. And so if you're laying there like, what? Just know that you can do that. They're not all going to slither over there, but you can feel like you can create a shift left. Keep the shift left from the inside of you. Drop your knees to the right. Keep shifting the belly, all the stuff inside of you left as your knees drop right. And then check out, is it easier to hold and keep the left shoulder on the ground if you've already shifted in that direction before you take the knees right? All right, keep squeezing your bottom leg into your top leg. Come on up. Breathe. You have one more. It's on the other side. Take a big old exhale. If you've built up any neck tension, jaw tension, come on, shake it out. And then legs squeezing, legs relaxed, heels just drop down towards buttocks. Focus first on like the inside of you, from pelvis through rib cage, all the inner organs. And there's a weight shift right. There's an engagement of a shift to the right from the inside. If you're trying to do it from the skin level, like if you're like going, oh, something on my skin, it's not that. It's literally inside. So if you're having trouble with this, just think it, right? That's where it always begins. Like, okay, bunch of sand inside of me and I've shifted sand right. All right, keep everything on the inside of you, inside the trunk, moving right. That'll help anchor the right shoulder. Take your knees left, but keep shifting the innards right. Way easier, man, isn't it? Isn't it way easier? or you're just completely confused. Like, I don't know what's going in what direction, but breathe. Doesn't matter, breathe. You're doing awesome. All right, bottom leg into top leg. Come on up, back to center. Place your feet on the ground. Stretch your arms up and over your head. Exhale your arms down by your side. So knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Arms lower lift. Yeah, so breathe with it. A couple more. Arms raise up towards the ceiling, maybe over your head. Exhale them down by your side. Here's your last lift lower. As your arms come down, stretch your legs out. Stretch both legs out. Press your heels down and bring your legs together and wrap them up as if they're, they've got gauze wrapped around them. Okay, so now take both legs over to the left. In breath, raise your arms up. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand and tip left. Little crescent shape. Breathe. Press down through your heels. Press the inner thighs of both legs to the mat. When you try to do that, like when you even think like, all right, inner thighs to the mat a little bit more, you can feel that the legs like lengthen. So add on to that by reaching from your pelvis to your heels. All right. In breath in. Return your torso to center. Exhale your arms down by your side. Walk your feet back to center. All right, we'll go for the other direction. So walk both legs to the right. Squeeze them together. Right, so they've been wrapped in gauze, both of them together. Reach from the left pelvis to the left heel. On an in-breath, arms over your head. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Tip your torso to the right. Breathe. Try to work the inner thighs of both legs to the mat, and you'll feel that. You'll feel like, oh yeah, you know, longer stretch. Now add on, yeah, a little further in the destination from pelvis to heels reach. Okay, in breath, come back to center. Exhale, release your arms, walk your feet back to center. All right, so listen, if we're gonna do that one more time, and we're gonna change our focus, right? Where are we trying to arrive? And let's change the focus of this to the inside of us, of pelvis to trunk. All right, so let's, before we even move the legs, take a big old exhale, keep breathing. And now on the next exhale, shift, do that like internal shift of stuff, all your stuffing to the right. It doesn't mean you tip or twist right. It doesn't mean you grip or tense to the right. Just see if you can think about, and even if you have to take your hands and just like on the surface of your clothing, brush your skin from left to right. So again, it's not on the skin level, it's deep inside. All right, keep everything on the innards of you, shifting right, walk your feet left. Shift everything right again as your feet have walked left. Raise your arms up and over your head. Grab onto your right wrist with your left hand. Tip your torso left. Keep taking the innards to the right. What you might find is that it helps translate the ribs, because if you're thinking about like moving like what's inside the rib cage to the right, it might move the ribs to the right. So something from the inside is kind of nudging, encouraging the ribs to arrive a little bit more to the right. And what you may end up with is a bigger lateral bend. Breathe. Come on, inner thighs down to the mat. Innards still going right. Okay, in breath, torso back to center. Exhale your arms down, walk your feet back. Ooh, just feel for a minute. Do you feel bigger, longer on the right side, having shifted the insides? Let's go for the second side. Don't go anywhere yet. You've already arrived. Just lay here. Let's get moving the innards to the left. So again, it's sometimes nice to just use your hands and brush across your skin. Go, brush the pelvic area, brush the belly area, brush the rib area, brush the chest area, brush the collarbone area, from right to left. And again, not on surface, we're just touching to wake up, but the shift is on the inside. Once you feel you have the shift of innards moving left, walk your feet right. Breathe, keep shifting innards left. In breath, raise your arms up. If you guys haven't noticed, this is a core class. Grab onto your left wrist with your right hand. Tip to the right. All right, innards, keep going left. Breathe. And because of what's on the inside of you and being encouraged and said, yeah, it's okay, you can go left, then the ribs might shift left from the inside. What's inside the rib cage is kind of pushing left. And it'll move the left ribs to the left. And you might get a bigger lateral bend to the right. Inner thighs down. Heels pressing, toes spreading. Breathing. Okay, in breath back to center. Walk both feet back to center, release your arms. Place both feet flat on the floor, knees bent, arms down by your side. Root into your feet, root into your arm bones. Pick your pelvis up into bridge. Breathe. Lower your pelvis down. We have two more. Step into your feet. Press and root into your arms as you lift your pelvis up. Breathe. So you're up here in bridge. Spreading out your toes, weighting the four corners of your feet. And then on an exhale, return to the earth. Here's your last one. Feet and arms press, eyes soft. Hips lift. Up in bridge, breathing. One more breath cycle. All right, lower your pelvis, lower your spine down to the mat. Draw both knees to your chest. Pick a side to roll to. Come on up to seated. And then from seated, let's come into all fours. I was just moving a little mic box along with me. And then from all fours, let's take the right foot out into the side plane. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see that. So right foot out into the side plane, right leg comes into a lunge shape. You did this on your back. This is exactly what you did on your back. All right, right knee down. Left leg out into the side plane, left foot down. You're coming into that lunge shape. This is exactly what we did laying down. All right, one more time, switching sides. So left knee down, right leg out into the side plane, into the lunge shape, right knee and ankle stacked. Breathe. Keep your left hand down now, right underneath the left shoulder. And probably if left hand is fairly underneath left shoulder, you're going to see it lining up with the left side of your pelvis. Bring your right hand to your right hip crease, right side of the pelvis, right hand to pelvis. Push with your left hand, turn your left ribs open to the sky. Take your right arm up to the sky. So you've just added a little twist. Breathe. On an exhale, right hand down, right knee down. Second side. So kneeling on your right knee, left foot out into the side plane. There's that lunge shape. Move your right hand. So it's falling in an alignment with the torso. So it'll line up, with the frontal hip bone of the right side of the pelvis, with the right shoulder. And it could be a little forward of the shoulder if that's better for you. Bring your left hand to your left pelvis, to the hip crease. Push with your right hand, turn your right ribs open. So you've turned into a little bit of a twist through the ribs. Left arm up. Keep pushing with your right hand. Breathe. All right, exhale, left hand down. Left knee down. If knees are bothering you, grab a pillow or a blanket, put it underneath your knee. Left hand lines up with left pelvis, left shoulder. Right leg out into the side plane. Right leg is in the lunge shape, right knee and ankle stacked. Right hand to right pelvis. Just stay right here for a moment. Don't go anywhere else. Breathe. Shift the innards. Oh, it's going to be weird, you guys. Shift the innards left. So the innards inside your torso, shift left. Keep shifting left, but turn open right. Keep shifting left, but turn open right. So the inside is going left. The outer body, the ribs, is turning open into the twist. All right, so that's what gravity wants, right? That's totally what gravity wants. Right arm up to the sky. Just feel what gravity wants. I want you to stay here with me. Breathe. All right, right hand down, right knee down, back to hands and knees. Left leg into your lunge shape. Right hand stays in alignment. Walk it in, line it up with frontal hip bone, shoulder girdle. Push with your right hand into the earth as you bring your left hand to your pelvis. Don't go anywhere else here. Shift the innards right. Ooh. Shift the innards right. Got it? Breathe. Keep shifting the innards right. Turn the ribs open, so you're turning open into your twist. Left arm up, innards are going right. So innards are going to the ground, right, with gravity. Breathe. Another breath cycle. All right, exhale, left hand down. All right, we got one more, guys. Guess what the ribs are going to do? They're going to go the opposite direction of gravity. Right foot out into the side plane into a lunge. Breathe. Left hand, line it up. Left shoulder, left pelvis. Put an alignment to it. All right. Right hand to right pelvis. Before you go, shift the innards to the right. Shift the innards to the right. Turn the left ribs to the right. Keep lifting the innards up to the ceiling. Raise your right arm up. That's a little bit of core, right? When you add the lift away from the earth from the inside of you. Can you feel that? A little bit of core. Breathe. Could it go up higher? Could you lift the innards up in your armpit chest, the rib cage area and your armpity area? There's ribs there. Could inside there, could that lift up? All right, that was big. Exhale, go down, back to the mat, hands down, knees down to 4's. Last time, second side. Boy, that feels good from the inside out. Left foot into the lunge shape, right hand under right shoulder, right hand lining up with right pelvis, left hand to left pelvis, and just stay here for a moment. Breathe. So before you really start turning open to arrive in a new place, get going from the inside, right? Set it up from the innards of you. So shift left on the inside. It doesn't mean your butt swings or your pelvis moves. It's an internal weight shift away from the earth, away from the right side. You'll feel engagement. You'll feel strength. Once you've got that shift, push with your right hand, turn your ribs open. Keep lifting the innards up towards the ceiling. Breathe. As you stay here and breathe, probably, I would hope at this point you've at least got the belly area understanding this. Can you get it up inside the rib cage area? And could it go all the way up inside like the rib cage area in the armpit? And there's ribs there. And then inside that area is tissue, organs. What organs are up there? The lungs, the heart. Yeah, so we're expanding from the inside. And then as you exhale, left hand down, left knee down. All right, pop your toes down, so toes tuck under, pick your pelvis up, come up into a little V shape, and then walk your feet forward until you can land in your feet. Once you've landed in your feet, bring your hands to your thigh bones, push with your hands on your thighs, and round your spine like a cat. Drop your head, drop your tail, flex your spine. Head neutral, spine neutral. 2 more, rounding just like a cat to neutral. So flexing the spine, neutral. 1 more time, use an exhale, flex your spine, tail tucks, head drops, belly really pulls in. Keep breathing. And then neutral. All right, use your hands to push down so that your feet feel weight and rise tall, stand up. Grab your chair. Let's take an L pose. Walk back. Bend your knees, spread your toes. Press your feet in towards each other. Broaden your heels away from each other. Press your shins in towards each other without moving your knees. Move your inner thighs away from each other, again, without moving the knees. Keep tipping your sitting bones up. Draw your tail down. That one could keep you busy for a while. And move forward with your heart. As you press down with your hands, lift up through your armpits, your ribs, and your belly. Breathe. It's a lot of cues, man. Right? That's a lot of connection. All right, walk towards your chair, stand up. Let's turn our chair around right into our standing poses. So take a wide stance on your mat. Chair is closest to my right foot, so right foot is the front foot. Left foot, turn it slightly in. Right foot, turn it all the way open towards your chair. Stretch your arms up and out. Come into a knee bend on your right leg. Before we tip over to grab that chair and push off of it, shift the innards, so it's not a body thing. Shift the innards to the left. So rather than this, right? Shift the innards to the left. Hand to the chair seat on the right. Keep shifting the innards left towards the sky. Breathe. So maybe you've got in the pelvic bowl, right, inside the pelvis, shifting up into the left hip pocket. Can you do that? Can you go from the center of the pelvis and shift up to the left pelvic bowl? Same thing from like belly button area. Keep moving up through the ribs on the inside. You got to see the line on the inside of you. Running through center, that would be the spinal column. And then moving upwards, the innards. Can you get all the way up into the left armpit area? Can you shift the innards up in there? That'll give you such a mighty stretch. Breathe. All right, push with your back foot, in breath and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Turn your feet parallel. Heel toe them in. So I said it's like a leg, knee, hip practice. What on earth does the innards have to do with that? Move your chair to the other side. What does that have to do with it? What do you think? I know some of you guys know the answer. Yeah, so sometimes the tightness can be coming from the legs, but sometimes what's inhibiting movement can be coming from inside the torso as well. Yeah, so we're working on it from above. So in a nice wide stance, let's turn your right foot in. That's your back foot. Chair's on the left side, left foot all the way open. Breathe. Stretch your arms up big. Good. Open them out. Come into your knee bend. So you're in warrior two. You can definitely turn your head, look over your center arm. Yeah. Or you could just keep looking straight ahead. Breathe. Keeping the legs steady and strong by pulling towards one another. We're going to work on the inside. All great work happens on the inside. Right? If we change what's going on the inside of us, our whole outlook changes. We know that, right? We know that. So from the inside of us, let's shift to the right. So again, it's not taking the torso or doing anything, a movement. It's not a movement. It's a shift of weight into the right. And if you shift enough into the right, it'll also root down the right leg even more. Keep the shift of the innards to the right, tip over, touch the chair on the left. Now that you're tipped over, you can get really big with this by hyper-focusing on the shift right. Go into the pelvic bowl and go from the center line of the pelvis. And what can you shift and lift up on the inside into the right hip pocket? Hopefully you're getting some stretching through the pelvis by doing this. Some of the stuff that gets tight and might inhibit hip joint movement. Breathe, move up into the belly button area and just think about a shift of innards from belly button up into the right ribs on the inside. Keep moving up through the rib cage area. This is big, you guys. And then as you get into the armpit area, right? Remember, there's ribs up in there. Yeah, shift. Breathe. Push with your back foot, in breath and come up. Woo! Release your arms, heel toe your feet together. All right, let's do the same idea, but with Trikonasana, and then we'll add a little bit more rotation to it too. So I just gave you, like, that's what we're doing. No surprises. Big wide stance, chairs to the right, turn your left foot in, turn your right foot open. All of you guys are super steady and strong in the legs. So every leg action cue that you can remember I've given, commit to them. Stay strong, because I'm not talking about that today, right? So you've got to do that work at the same time I'm giving you this new work. Breathe. Arms out to a T. Strong legs, engaged. Hand to the chair seat. Breathe. Push with your back foot, in breath and come up. Exhale, release your arms. All right, so that was first Trikonasana. Did anybody weight shift right from the start, or were you waiting on me? Here we go, arms up, arms out. You're gonna probably do it on the next side, because you know I'll be like, did you do it? And you'll be like, no. All right, so weight shift, innards to the left. Come on. Now go into triangle pose, innards to the left, innards to the left. What a weird cue, right? If somebody went by and they're like, what is that person telling them to do? Innards to the left. All right, keep the innards moving left. Strong in the legs. Push with your right hand, turn your right ribs forward. Holy cow, what does that do for the hip joint? Innards up to the ceiling. Right ribs left. Maybe turn your head and look left. Look up. Breathe. Right ribs turn left. Innards going left. Push with your back foot, lift up. Wow. Feet parallel, heel toe. Stand for a moment. Okay, let's do the other side. So yeah, when people tell you yoga's from the inside out, this is what we're talking about. Big wide stance. Big wide stance. Doesn't happen after you've arrived either. It doesn't happen after you go in the pose. It happens before you go in the pose, right? You're already going. All right, right foot turning in, left foot turning open. Pull your feet towards one another. Stretch your arms up, open them out, triangle pose. Right into it. Breathe. All right, push with your back foot. Inhale and come up. Exhale, release your arms. All right, you don't have to like raise your hand and say, yeah, I did it. You cued that super fast. I made the shift. It's not easy to make that shift super fast. So let's make the shift now before we go. Arms reach up, arms reach out. Shift the innards to the right. So here's all this time where I'm just here with you and you're sorting out what does it mean to shift the innards without moving on the outer form of yourself, right? Breathe, keep shifting right. Go for the chair on the left. Keep shifting right on the inside. Keep shifting right on the inside. So the right side of the pelvis should be buoyant, right? Lifted, because stuff from the inside is lifting it up. The inside of the right rib cage should be buoyant because stuff on the inside is lifting it up. Keep that lift, turn the left ribs open. Turn the left ribs open. Breathe. And because of this lift on the inside of you and the turn from the outside of you, maybe your head will rotate and look towards the ceiling. Maybe not, who cares? You're already there, you've already arrived. Breathe. Push with your back foot, in breath and come up. Exhale and release your arms. Turn your feet parallel, heel toe them together. Bring your chair over to the front side. Back to your first side, excuse me. Stand on the diagonal of your chair. So the corner, I'm standing on the corner of it, right foot onto the chair. Right foot's the closest one to the corner. Whole heel, whole foot. Reach up with your arms. On an exhale, shift the innards left. Right arm to right thigh, innards shifting left. Lateral bend. Use your right arm, push down on your right thigh. Even move your right arm closer towards your hip crease. So if you're way out here by your knee, well, that's okay. Could you bring it in closer? Like walk it in. How close could your right forearm rest on your right thigh bone? How close could it get to your pelvis? Weight there now. Now really push down. Set the right femur down. Shift the innards left. Strongly push down with the right forearm. That's like a forearm side plank going on right there. Breathe. The more you can anchor the right femur down and shift the innards left, big stuff. Okay, in breath and come up. Step off your chair. Stand for a minute. Well, I guess this might be a good Thanksgiving practice too. Well, it is Labor Day weekend, so maybe you'll have, a big feast. You're going to have space in here for that. Stand on your right foot, put your left foot up on the chair. Stretch your arms up. Breathe. Shift everything on the inside of you as much as you can figure out to the right. It does not mean bump your right pelvis out, yeah? So right column of the right leg stays strong. Innard shift right. Tip over left arm, forearm to left thigh bone. Wherever it lands at first is perfect. Just breathe there. Don't go, don't keep going to the next place. Arrive where you're at and breathe. There's something here. Right? There's something here for us to recognize, see, appreciate, and sometimes even wonder at. Those are the best times when you arrive, when you marvel. You just marvel in awe over what it is you're taking in. All right, now play with the left forearm and its journey towards your left pelvis. Does it get all the way up into that hip crease and weight down? Maybe, but maybe it doesn't. Where does it feel like you're getting the most aha moment? So don't stop one place and think that's where you have to be. Don't rush to get to the end. Maybe the amazing part is not right up at the hip crease. It's different every day. All right, so wherever you've landed with your left forearm pushed down, so you're helping anchor the left thigh bone back. There's that lunge shape again we did laying on our back. And recommit to the shift of the inside of you to the right. Again, it might be really easy to do like through belly button area. Can you also do it inside the pelvic bowl? Can you do the other end point, which is up in the armpit chest? That's a big one for me, to shift my innards up in there. Woohoo. Okay, push with your feet, rise tall. Exhale, release your arms, step off your chair. Back to your first side. It's out in a forward fold. Stand on your diagonal, right foot up on the chair. Whole foot, raise both arms up. Exhale, forward fold, right hand to the chair seat. Let your left arm dangle. Breathe. Press with your feet. Lengthen through your spine. Rise. Step off your chair. Second side, you could just turn around if that's easier than moving the chair. Left foot on the chair, both arms up to the sky. Breathe. Exhale, forward fold. Left hand to the chair seat, right arm dangles. Let your head drop in. Strong legs, open heart, spine long. Push down with your feet, lift your torso up. Off your chair with your left foot, L pose, top of your mat. Breathe. Walk towards your chair, stand up. All right, so put your hands on your ribs, hold yourself. And you've moved the insides, right, left, pretty well. So here's you in breath, feel that the ribs expand. They expand out. Can you feel that? When you exhale, they compress in. Take a couple more breaths. So I want you to feel what you can in your ribs. You've got 5 fingers, 5 digits on each hand. Which rib cage expands better? Okay, just don't try to change it, just recognize it, right? It's the aha moment, like, oh, even after all that, And don't, now don't just pay attention to the one side where you're like, oh, that side's, kind of not opening as easily on the in-breath. However, what I want you to pay attention to is both ribs still, and then what area of the rib cage moves well. So is it like back where your thumbs are in the back body? Is it the sides of the ribs where the palms are meeting the rib cage, or is it like where your fingers are wrapping around to the front? So when you feel your ribs, you even want to identify, is it back, side, or front that's moving well, or could maybe be encouraged to arrive in more fullness. So now definitely do direct your attention to the side of the ribs, so right or left, and the area, is it back, side, or front? But when you breathe and take that inhale, could be encouraged to have a fuller expression from the inside out. One more. Okay. Let's go back to L pose. All right, so back to L pose. Bend your knees, spread your toes, press your feet to one another, broaden your heels away from one another. Keeping the knees bent, lift the sitting bones up, breathe, feel the ribs. Expand dimensionally from the inside of you, in the back, in the sides, in the front. So on the in-breath, there's literally something inside of you, also known as your lungs. When you inhale from the inside of the ribs, they are expanding. The lungs are expanding as air comes in, and it's shifting the ribs from the inside. Let it happen. Can you feel this expansiveness from the inside, away from center as you in-breath? And it's not just laterally, right? It's back as well. Front is normally easy for everybody. Back and sides is usually a little bit harder for most of us. All right, one more breath. Well, some people, the front might be hard if there's a lot of belly gripping, so I take that back. Finish on this next one. Okay, walk towards your chair, stand. Left foot under the chair, right foot back. I was smiling at you if you couldn't see my smile. I was giving you like a happy smile, like good job. All right, you got your lunge. I hope it just went easy. I hope just stepping back was a dream. Right knee down towards the earth. Pick it right back up. So these are your lunges. Two more. And last one. Switching legs. Right foot forward, left leg back. Belly back, torso up. What's happening on the inside? Breath, right? So the in-breath, there's this inward expansion. Finish on this one, step together. Turn sideways to your chair. So the right side of me is next to the chair. Right foot will be the back foot. Left foot is the front foot. So just changing where our prop is. So if we were to shift weight with the chair to the right of us, where do you think we would shift weight on the innards? Would we shift it towards the chair, the prop, or away? Away, yeah. So before you even go into the lunge, before you even start dropping down, do a tiny weight shift on the inside of you left, the innards, so that the left heel weights and you're really not depending on the chair as much. So yeah, so 3, lunge down and up, finish on your third one, and then step together. Let's go to the other side. So that's a trick, you know. Sometimes we'll lean heavily into the object that we're trusting, where our whole goal is to trust ourselves, right? Don't trust the chair, trust you. Right foot forward, left leg back. Breathe. So before we start the knee drop, the tendency we know is to depend on whatever the prop is. Could be the kitchen counter, the bathroom sink, right? The walls in the bathroom. Practice, you know, shifting on the inside of you away from the prop so that you've got you, and then down and up. Yep. Knee bend. Last one. All right, up we go. Move your chair off all the way. We'll come into a squat together. Take a wide one, big wide squat. You could even turn the toes out. Reach your arms up as you press your feet down. Keeping the arms up, sink the pelvis. Let your knees track. So they're going to track through center of the ankle, second toe. You guys all know this. Pelvis sinking down. How far can the pelvis go? How can it go? How far? All right, bring your hands to your thighs. Hands to the floor. Pick a knee, put it down. Other knee down. Swing your legs around. Have a seat on your bottom. Get to the middle of your mat. Hold on to your legs. Articulate your spine down. So it's kind of nice if you use an exhale here. Use an exhale. It helps move the innards back towards the spine as you're trying to flex it. And then, yeah, the cool part is you might get a little bit more segmental, that's not even a word, but movement that has segmentation in it. That's a lot of words to say it. So maybe segmental is a word. I don't know what the word is, but you get it, right? Using an exhale instead of holding your breath might give you the movement you're looking for in the spine. All right, you're on your back, knees are bent. Let's take the arms out to a T. Breathe. Stretch your right leg out long. Press your right heel down. Bring your left foot onto your right thigh. Left foot onto right thigh, quadriceps. Left foot, right thigh. Right hand to left knee. Right hand to left knee. Breathe. Before you, many of you guys know we're going into a twist, but before you go, shift the innards left. Breathe. The whole thing, pelvic bowl, belly area, mid ribs, upper ribs, ooh, way up into those upper armpit ribs. And now turn your knee. Use your right hand. Take your left knee to the right. Keep turning the innards left. Breathe. Head could eventually turn to look left. In breath back to center. Stretch your left leg out. Arms out to a T again. Palms open. Breathe. All right, bend your right knee. Place your right foot on your left thigh. Right foot to left, quadriceps. Left hand to right knee. Keeping your left hand on your right knee, just take an exhale and shift the inside of you to the right. Keep the shift on the inside to the right. Use your left hand to turn your pelvis, turn your knee to the left. Innards going right, pelvis, knee turning left. Focus on the inside of you. Shifting right, not just in the belly, pelvis area. That's a great place to always begin, always. Begin at the base. And then work your way up. It's easy, maybe for many of us, to get into the lower ribs. But what about way up near the armpit chest area on the inside? Head could even turn to look right. Use an inhale, return. Ooh, yeah. Draw your knees to your chest. Bring your feet to the floor. Take the soles of your feet, meet them together. So you'll come down onto the pinky toe edges of your feet as your knees open out wide into bound angle pose, kind of like a butterfly shape of the legs. Keep pressing your feet together. See if you can press the heels and the forefoot. Breathe from the inside. Remember what it felt like in standing to rediscover the inner movement of you on breath. Return to that inquiry, what's moving, back, side, front, which side. Once you've noticed, make the shift from the inside to encourage an arrival into more fullness. Next breath, close your knees, land in your feet. Knees to chest, last time. Breathe. And then stretch your legs out. Legs long, arms down by your side, palms open. You're already here. You've arrived. Where are you? Where have you landed? Return to your own heart. Land your mind in your heart and rest.